Hello there, this is Elena in my channel Enough. Today I'm saying enough of mobilization in Russia, enough of war in Ukraine, enough of Russian aggression in Ukraine. We will talk today about a little bit about mobilization and about Russians surrendering to Ukrainians. And the main part of the video is we will talk about who is giving Ukrainians more weapons. What country is giving Ukrainians more weapons than anybody else? This picture is from the video about how Russian tank was surrendering to Ukrainians, and we will talk about it in a few minutes. And for now, I want to show you that video from TV channel Rain. I can tell right away that there is some information that these particular videos, and the gentleman you will see just about now, some people saying that maybe he is exactly not quite who he say he is. Even he provided his military documents, proved his identity and stuff like that. But I decided to show it nevertheless because there are lots of videos like that which saying that Russian soldiers who was drafted to the army right now because of Putin's mobilization, they are not fed. Many people didn't get paid. Some people died already, like 11 people died, not even get to Ukraine yet. They died because of suicide, because of fights, because of drinking, fighting, because of one guy died of cirrhosis of liver and so on, and they're not going through medical commissions and so on. So in general, this is all true. Even this video is true, and there are lots of people who actually were mobilized in there, even if there is one or two people who maybe not quite right, because of it sounds like there is a Putin's cook and Prigozhin, who is a chief of the Wagner group, and sound like he and maybe Kadyrov as well, the leader of Chechnya, kind of conspiring to overthrow Shoigu, the military commander of Russian army. But nevertheless, the all of situation, what happening with Russian conscripts right now is true.
Первый день, как только мы приехали сюда, мы жили на улице. И во второй день, и в третий.
The first day when we came here, we lived outside under rain, and people saying, and second day, and the third day, that's how they live.
90% людей, которые находятся здесь, больны.
90% of people who are here are sick. I don't doubt that. This is Russian train you see on the background. I have been in it. It's nice trains nowadays, but very tiny compartments. People are really close together, and the COVID is still there. Lots of people in Russia died from COVID, many of them not vaccinated, for one reason or another, because of their own stupidity. Some of them bribed people and authorities to get the proof of vaccination, which they actually have not been vaccinated. And those people right now in the close quarters, I just seen some on Jake Bro channel and some other Twitter channels. It kind of looked like a Squid Games when they packed in one room inside, some of them living outside, but if they packed inside, very close, in very close quarters, it's very easy to get sick.
Все, выкладывай.
Вот вам блогеры популярные.
Оружие покажи, сколько оружия.
They now saying show the weapons. That's the weapons they have. And now they saying that
Мы никому не нужны. Подготовьте ровным счетом 0.
our commanders, they said a little bit earlier in the video, are treating us like a cattle. Nobody need us. They don't preparing us. They zero. They training. We have training. It's zero. We haven't had any training.
Жрем то, что сами себе покупаем.
We are eating what we bought for ourselves, by ourselves. Army doesn't feed us.
Мы потратили охеренное количество бабок,
Чтобы просто поесть.
We spend a lot of money just to eat.
Это же не говоря об амуниции.
And we're not even talking about equipment, like whatever they dressed up with. Most of it, many people, and I heard it from multiple sources, so this is definitely true. they paying it themselves. Some of them taking loans in the bank, about 100,000 rubles loans, to equip a soldier to go to the army. So Russian people paying money, a lot of money. 100,000 rubles, it's a lot of money. For their loved ones, get to the war and get killed or become murderer or get wounded or lose legs and stuff like that.
Вот, нам выдали боевой комплект, то есть боевые патроны.
Here what we received, the real bullets for the war. And the gentleman who was talking in this video is this gentleman.
День добрый, зовут меня Коврижных Артем Алексеевич.
Hello, I'm Коврижный Артем Алексеевич.
И хотел бы сказать, был мобилизован, призван от военкомата.
I was mobilized and
Пришел, получил повестку.
I came, I received the paper, invitation paper.
Отправили меня в первую Таманскую дивизию, первый танковый батальон.
I came to the 1st Tamanskaya Division, 1st Tank Battalion.
Третья рота.
Third unit,
Мотострелковая.
motorized shooters.
Не подписав документы, выдали автоматы.
They give me machine gun without even signing for it whatsoever.
Автоматы не пробиты в военном билете.
It didn't mark that I received the weapon in my military. There is like a little book. It's called military ticket, which is, it's not a ticket. It's like a ID of the military person, and it's supposed to be marked that he received the machine gun or any weapons and stuff like that. So that's what he's saying, that he didn't even receive it, and they didn't even mark that he received the weapon whatsoever.
В военном билете нет никаких печатей.
No stamps.
Никак официально не оформлены. Заработная плата банковских карт, счетов не открыта.
They didn't open them bank accounts to receive the payments. Nothing like that happened. They don't getting paid.
Не активированы. Раскидывают по лесам. Мы жили 6 дней в окопах, которые сами вырыли.
He's saying that they lived 6 days in the trenches they dug themselves. They don't getting paid and they don't have a place to live.
Палатки нам не дают. Жили
Nobody giving them tents.
в землянках. В данный момент нас 400 человек стоит. И мы никуда не собираемся уезжать.
There are 400 of us right now. We don't want to move anywhere. We're not going to the front. We don't want to.
На этом же видео 20-летний Артем Коврижных говорит, что солдаты отказываются ехать дальше на фронт.
In this video, 20 years old Artyom Kovrizhny is saying that the soldiers are refusing to go further on the front.
Рядом с ними якобы уже стоит 3 бронетранспортера, но они собираются устроить забастовку.
They are preparing to have a strike. The representative of Radio of Liberty is saying that he has doubts in how real that man is, and sound like he talked to that man before on the phone, Kovrizhny. And in that video, he was saying that he volunteered to go to the army because he was in the army before, and some of his comrades he was in the army with died in Ukraine, and his commander lost his legs, and this and that. The logic of those people just insane. They attacked Ukraine, entered somebody else's country, killing people there, raping their women, stealing their stuff from their houses, killing their children, bombing civilians, doing a whole bunch of destructions, and then those Ukrainians dare to defend themselves, and they're killing them back. Even the first days of the war, I know many of them didn't even shoot into anyone, and Ukrainians didn't kill anybody. Some of my friends, relatives, they basically invited them in the house, fed them, Russian soldiers, because they were young children, conscripts, who didn't even know they're going to Ukraine, and let them call to their mama. But then, after the war continues and Russians started to kill Ukrainians, of course Ukrainians started to defend themselves. But yet, this guy isn't mad at Putin, who started that senseless war. He isn't mad at the people who actually deserve to be mad at. He's upset with Ukrainians that they killed his friends. And he decided to volunteer. And now he understood that Russian army is incompetent, is corrupted, everything's stolen. They don't even have money to pay to the soldiers. They don't have food to feed them. They don't have ammunition. People taking loans to equip themselves to go to the army or their loved ones. Some people taking a loan to let them escape from the army and go to some other country, but some people buying them everything so they go and die. Good one. Good logic, nothing you can say. Unbelievable. So that gentleman from Radio Liberty kind of concerned that it may be the person may be used by Prigozhin and maybe Kadyrov to overthrow the military commander Shoigu. But nevertheless, there are lots of videos like that and they are real. This is the Warthog Defense. I told you about that site. They're showing Russian...
This are the remains of Russian column that tried to escape from Lyman.
So, as you could see, many of those vehicles are civilian vehicles. And that's why they're doing it, taking civilian vehicles, because tanks are too bulky and too slow to run away on it. That is why they're running away on civilian vehicles, because basically it's faster and easier to run away. And another funny thing, this is a Twitter glasnost gone, it's called. They're talking about how Russians use the wrappings to wrap their feet instead of socks. That's how it was in the USSR army, and they teaching them how to wrap their feet and put them in the boots and stuff like that. Like they said it's 21st century, and what we're doing, we're wrapping our feet because we don't have socks. Many of them don't even know, like this guy doesn't even know what he's doing. And of course, in those boots, they very soon gonna ruin their feet to the bloody blisters and they can't. Swear words. I'm not gonna bother you with that. So this video is about how Russian tank giving itself up to Ukrainians, and this is what's happening. Lay down on the ground. Down on the ground. That's a command. Come here, come closer. Okay, check them out. Mechanic, get out. That's a command to mechanic.
Смотрим в карманы, смотрим, что ничего при себе не было.
Checking his pockets, their pockets, so they didn't have anything with them.
Машины!
Mechanic, get out of the vehicle. Mechanic, get out of the vehicle. Command voice.
На землю!
On the ground.
Мордом в землю!
Face down.
Кто-то есть еще? Нет.
Is there anybody inside? No. So you can see that video, I'll give you the link, it's Igor Sushko. But now we'll talk about, this is a channel of Volodymyr Dacenko, and he created a very good table about who is the largest supplier of the weapons to Ukraine. I made that, actually I wanted to tell you that in the beginning of the war, about in April, that's what Ukraine was paying if somebody give up themselves, like with the tanks and other equipment. That's how much they were getting paid. Now I think they're paying something like $50,000 for the tank or something. It's probably because Ukraine already captured a lot of Russian ammunition. So look at that, tanks. 386. Russian Federation is the one who's supplying Ukraine with tanks. Bigger than Poland, bigger than Czech Republic or North Macedonia. Armored vehicles, that's how they look like. Again, 690 versus 550 from US, that's the Russian Federation. And then Turkey, Great Britain, Australia, Denmark, and some other countries. Artillery systems. Same thing, Russia, 167. And I heard different numbers, but still, yeah, Ukrainians getting most of their supplies now from Russia. In some of my videos, I showed you how they driving through Izum, for instance, and see the lots of abandoned tanks and artillery and stuff like that. So I do believe that's true, because they really, Russian soldiers, and you can see on that video from Warthog Defense, they trying to grab some cars from the locals and stuff like that, something which can drive faster, because on a tank you can't run fast enough. But they didn't even bother to destroy them. Mr. Lviv, Ruslan Lviv from the intelligence service, military expert, was saying that not every equipment Ukraine can use. I think they can use grads, but some of them, they just need shells, which is only produced in Russia and some maybe China. But they can use tanks, and they can use some artillery, and they can use armored vehicles and so on. So Ukraine put for the good use the supplies they getting from Russia. And the last thing, this is what Mr. Zelenskyy is saying to Russians.
Повторю еще раз тем, кто понимает только по-русски. Хотите жить – бегите. Хотите жить – сдавайтесь в плен. Хотите жить – боритесь. Боритесь на своих улицах и за свою свободу. У вас и так все забрали. Или у кого-то из вас есть нефтяные вышки, есть дворцы, есть виноградники, а может у вас есть яхты или какой-то банк. Вы за что вообще боретесь? У вас есть только кредиты, что-то вечером пожрать и теперь мобилизация. Боритесь за свое. Не лезьте на нашу землю, в нашу душу и в нашу культуру. Слава Украине!
Glory to Ukraine. What I can say, I think Zelenskyy is right. If somebody get weapons in their hands, might as well use it to defend their country, Russia, from Putin and his regime, to defend their friends, for they're not gonna die on the front, to defend their right to be free, their right to be wealthy like every other country, to defend their right in Russia and not in Ukraine. This is all what I wanted to tell you today. Thank you for watching, and have a good day or evening. See you soon.